What's going on, guys? It's your boy Scrubby here. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. I know I am. And today we're going to be doing a little bit of a different video. We're going to be taking a look at something that I found, which I just think makes great content. You know, sometimes I think that common sense is common. Like, most people actually have the ability to think and make good, rational decisions. And then I go read, like, advice boards and, like, advice subreddits where people ask for advice. And I realize that most people definitely do not have common sense. I found this subreddit called RelationshipAdvice, right? And it's basically just people asking what they should do in their relationship whenever something bad happens. And trust me when I tell you that some of the scenarios that I found that I'm going to be showing you guys today absolutely is going to blow your mind. Like, you're not going to be able to believe that people actually do this to their significant others, dude. Some of these are ridiculous. And the fact that people are asking for advice is even crazier. It's like, oh, my girlfriend spit in my mom's face and punch my little brother. Do I break up with her? Like, it's insane. Regardless, guys, it should be a pretty fun video. So, yeah, without further ado, let's get into it.
Think I'm smoking cause my eyes are low.
You don't want smoke, no, you don't wanna tussle me. I don't shoot guns, yeah, I only shoot laser beams. 10K in a month just cause I wrestle me.
Anyways, guys, this first one that I found, I think is one of my favorite ones, and it's basically the most genius way to get a girl to break up with you. Like, if you're just not feeling her anymore, take her to McDonald's and do this. And it reads that, my boyfriend wouldn't pay for my meal when I forgot my wallet. Which in and of itself doesn't sound too bad until you realize that, like, he bought his food for himself. And I mean, like, listen, okay, I'm not saying that guys always have to pay, dude, but if your girlfriend forgets her wallet, like, you're kind of obligated to pay. The same way, like, if you're a girlfriend and your boyfriend forgets his wallet, you're kind of obligated to pay, right? But the actual story is even funnier. Usually on dates, we split the bill. I don't really care, like, in the past, I've paid for the full bill and my ex would pay for the bill other times. We go back and forth. My current boyfriend wants us each to pay for what we ordered. From the first date, he said that's how he likes to do things. I was fine with it, and I didn't really care if he wouldn't pay for me. Paying on a date is sweet to me, and I like it, but I have my own job, so it's whatever. I figured maybe he doesn't have a ton of money, so he can only cover his own bill. Now, here's my thing on this. Okay, there's nothing wrong with doing this. This dude is just low-key a feminist. He wants to split 50-50. That's all fair. You know, fair enough, fair enough. Nothing wrong so far, right? Anyways, I didn't really have a problem with it, but we went to some random spot, like a local Chipotle that tastes better. So he went down the line and got his own meal. I ordered mine and went to my bag and realized I forgot my wallet at my house. I told him that I forgot it by accident and I thought he'd offer to pay and I'd pay him back. And he was like, oh, that sucks, and sat down to eat. And I was just like, what the heck? This guy standing behind me in line paid for my food and I paid him back through Cash App. After we ate, I lied and said my mom needed me to come home for something. And our date was cut short since we were supposed to go shopping in the city. Now, call me crazy, but is this not the most savage dude you've ever heard of, bro? I forgot my wallet, honey. Damn, that really sucks. Not even like, oh, can you pay me back later? Nothing, just, well, that's crazy. I'm gonna go eat over here. That's how you know that this dude just straight up does not like you anymore. This is his way of trying to break up with you. The fact that a stranger paid for it, and the entire time the stranger was paying for it, he was just munching away on his burrito, should tell you low-key that he's like, I'm not really vibing with this no more, because that's just a very brutal way of doing that. Could you imagine, dude? Who can actually do that to somebody they care about? I couldn't even do that to my friends, let alone my girlfriend. Like, if I went out with my friends to eat and they said, yo, man, I forgot my wallet, I'll pay you back, I would definitely just buy their food. But this dude wouldn't even do it for his girlfriend. He's like, man, that sucks. Looks like you're about to be in a UNICEF commercial because you're starving. Munch, munch, munch. This burrito's delicious. This is just the ultimate reverse simp behavior, dude. Like, your girlfriend can't pay for something and you're like, well, whatever. Some other dude will. They'll feel bad for you. I'm not doing it. Like, come on, man. You got to be nice to the people in your life like this. I feel like this is bad karma, you know? I also love how she's like, yeah, it was kind of weird. I don't like it, but whatever. Like, I'm sorry, but if you don't like the way that somebody treats you when you're dating them, like, you just kind of got to break up. If he's low-key gonna make you starve if you forget your wallet, I don't really know why you would want to date somebody like that. That's why I think this was a tactical play to get her to dump him. And I thought that story was ridiculous, right? But this next story, I'm not even kidding you. There might be a divorce being caused by shoelaces. No, I'm not making this up. My wife keeps tying my boots after I told her to keep her hands off them. I tried to teach her a lesson and really hurt her feelings. I'm a volunteer EMT and I keep my boots unlaced up against the wall next to my clothes hamper so that I can throw them on along with my uniform if a call comes in the middle of the night. Well, my wife has taken to tying the boot laces when she sees them untied. Not only does she tie them, but she tightens them and double knots them to the point where I need to undo the knot, open the boots, and let a little slack out of my feet to fit into them. I ignored it the first 2 times, but the 3rd time she did it, I made a point to bring it up to her the next day. I very calmly said, "Hun, I appreciate that you want everything neat, but please do not touch my boots in the future. Time is of the essence when I'm going on a call at 2 in the morning, and I don't have time to unlace them and open them up. It's not just a minor inconvenience, it's people's lives, so I would appreciate it if you left them alone. I'm sorry for having a stroke towards the end of reading that." Now, dude, listen, like, I understand wanting to keep things neat and all that, but could you imagine being the guy who's, like, bleeding out? You know, the ambulance is there, they're like, "Sorry, we're just waiting on our, crew leader. I guess his wife tied his boots again." You're like, "I'm dying," you know? I'm sorry. I don't care how neat you like your house. You gotta leave your husband's boots untied if he's out there saving lives, okay? Like, what do you mean? Like, how is this even a question, all right? And you know it's gotta get worse because it wouldn't be on relationship advice if it just ended there. But I'm just saying, dude, imagine being the person who's like low-key dying because this dude's wife couldn't handle the fact that his boots were untied. Hell nah, that is some Karen behavior. She rolled her eyes and said I was being dramatic and that she wouldn't help me out by keeping things neat in the future. Well, she never stopped, no matter how many times I asked her, told her, begged her, and she just laughed and says, "Well, you know how I am." The other night, a page went out for a CPR in progress, and I went to throw on my boots, and they were once again tightened beyond recognition. So I'm sitting here on the edge of the bed, cursing, trying to get my boots open, and fumbling due to the stress of the situation. And my wife opens her eyes and groggily looks at me and says, "Don't you need to go to that call?" And I know I was in the wrong here and I regret it, but I slammed the boot on the ground and said, "Yes, I do." And I would have been out the door 5 minutes ago, except some stupid bleep, bleep, bleep messed with my boots again. And I'm sorry, but this dude should not feel bad. I don't know how many times you gotta warn somebody before you yell at them, but like, if you told someone, "Hey, please don't touch this. It really slows me down when I'm trying to save a life," and they just went, "Ha! You know how it is," and like kept doing it, and now you're 5 minutes late to a CPR call, and like they're like, "Oh, don't you have to leave?" Yeah, you're gonna get yelled at. I'm sorry. I don't know how many times they have to tell you not to touch their stuff. Like, what else do you need to do? Do you have to put a post-it note on them saying, "Don't do exactly what I just told you not to do"? Little Daniel's choking to death because your husband couldn't get there to give CPR because you decided to tie his boots. Like, what? Like, yeah, you kind of deserve to get yelled at, but it somehow gets worse, all right? It gets worse. My wife got up without another word, walked into the bathroom, and slammed the door. I got my boots on and went to the call. By the time we had arrived, the police had gotten her back, so I didn't have to do CPR, but I was sweating and shaking, thinking my delay could have cost a life. I got home and my wife wasn't talking to me. She ignored me the entire day until we finally sat down and talked. She said I had scared her with how angry I got, and she thought I was gonna hit her, and she didn't know I was capable of being so angry. I've never raised a hand to her, nor have I even ever yelled at her before, and I am absolutely not a violent person. I apologized for yelling at her and acknowledged that I hadn't meant to snap at her. I was frustrated with the situation as I needed to get to a person in need of CPR as soon as possible, and it was a delay that didn't need to happen. I once again pleaded with her not to touch my boots because lives are on the line. She told me that if I was gonna overreact and make her afraid, then she would never touch my boots again because she didn't want to live like that. Yeah, that's right. Nah. The person, the lives on the line, the fact that your husband was late to a CPR call, yeah, no, that's not good enough reason to stop. But the fact that it makes him mad when you do it, that's why you're gonna stop. I don't know what else this guy can really do about it, dude. Like, what else can he say? Hey, please don't touch my boots. But whatever, she's not gonna touch him anymore. It's all good, right? Right? You would think it's done now. It's all wrapped up, over with. Last night, before I got into bed, I had a sinking feeling, so I went and checked my boots, and I was very disappointed to find them tightened up again. So I decided to show her how it felt. I went over to her closet, pulled out her running shoes, unlaced both of them, removed the shoes completely, curled them each into a coil and put them in the shoes and put them back and went to sleep. At 6:15, I was awoken by my wife screaming, "How could you? Why would you do this?" holding up both laceless shoes with tears in her eyes. My wife likes to go for an early morning run, and I knew she would want to get out the door as soon as possible. I smiled and said, "You know how I am. I just like things neat." And she continued sobbing and walked out of the room. So by the time she was all laced up again, it was raining and she missed out on her run. I actually felt bad because I really only wanted to delay her, not ruin her plans completely. I'm sorry, but I think that's just how the game is played, dude. You want to keep being petty right after we get in a giant fight and you promise that you're not going to do it because you know it's going to cause problems. That night, I walk over and you do it again. Yeah, I'm taking the shoelaces out of your shoes and I don't feel bad, but that's why I'm not married. In fact, I'm going to say something here. People this petty probably shouldn't get married. Like, I'm a petty person, okay? I should not have a wife. Neither should this dude. If you are this petty, you're not mature enough to be married. I think we can probably all agree on that. Anyways, this dude ends the post asking for some advice. He's like, what should I do to avoid divorce? Which, like, all right. Okay, let's not be dramatic here. I don't know if this is really divorce worthy. What are you gonna get in there? Your Honor, we are getting divorced because she simply would not stop tying your shoes. Like, I don't know if this is a divorce worthy issue, okay? Explaining to your parents why you got divorced might be a little difficult. So, if you're honestly thinking about divorce over the fact that your shoes are tied, maybe there's some other issues you gotta talk about. But this comment, man, just made me kinda sad. Tell your wife that this interference with your gear could crash your marriage and facilitate a death. And is she as good with that, or will she work on herself? She thinks I'm being dramatic when I refer to life-saving. She thinks that what I do is more transporting boo-boos. And after reading this, I hate to tell you, man, you didn't marry a woman, you married a Karen. If she thinks that you responding to a CPR call is a tiny boo-boo and not life-saving, I don't know what to tell you, dude. She's just kind of dumb. Anyways, guys, on that note, that's going to do it for the video. Hopefully you enjoyed. I know this video was a little bit different, but I thought it was entertaining. I had fun reading these stories, and yeah, if you guys did like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, let me know if you want more of these. And if you're new, be sure to turn on notifications, because if you do, you can get yourself a shout out if you send a screenshot to my Instagram @Scrubby. Today's notification shout out goes to J Mason S. Big thank you for having on notifications. I really do appreciate it. And yeah, hopefully you guys have a great day. Don't get anyone pregnant. If you do, make sure they're hot. Get yourself some of the OG Sub Club merch. Use code Scrubby at the G Fuel checkout. And don't get anyone pregnant. If you do, make sure they're hot. Hopefully I'll see you guys next time with another video. And I'm out. Peace.